site. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create really beautiful emails that convert as well as be on brand and actually follows all the fundamental principles of email designs and email marketing so that you can generate more in revenue per month for your brand. We have created these designs for multiple different brands, and you should be getting really good results, usually at least 30% plus through email marketing, campaigns, flows, all converting when it comes to emails. Now, when it comes to the email fundamentals, these are the 6 topics I like to look at when designing an email. The first thing is the hero section, which is the most important part of the email. So the hero section is basically the top part of the email. So this part right here would be the hero section. Here it's this part, and here it's this part. And one thing you'll notice in all these hero sections, except for this one, it's a different kind of email, but in all these other hero sections, what you'll notice is that there's the main core message of the email, whether it's welcome to the Keypost family, whether it's take a moment to de-stress with dreams, whatever it is, the main core message of the email is up there in the hero section, as well as an image that kind of summarizes or at least gets people's attention on with regards to what the email will be all about, as well as a call to action button. You need these 3 things in the hero section of pretty much every email. Sometimes it can be different. For example, this one, it's just the headers and then there's no call to action. The call to action comes a little bit lower, but there are multiple different call to actions there. But the hero section is very important for your email. The second thing is call to action. Like I mentioned, in most cases you will want to have a call to action in the hero section, and if not, it'll be just right below the hero section, so like something like this. And the reason call to actions are important is because even though with the emails that are more focused on designs and graphics, you can just click anywhere on the email and it'll take you to the site. By having a call to action button, psychologically people are way more likely to actually click on the button rather than the image, and you will get way more clicks that way. And in general, what you want to do is for longer emails, like for example this one, you want a call to action somewhere up top, like I mentioned, in the hero section, and then down below, especially for long emails like this one, you want another call to action to end the email so that if someone's reading through the email, by the time they get to the bottom, they're reminded again that they should be going to the site and making a purchase or just looking at products. And for something like this, where it's more about just different collections of the brand, you want a call to action in each of these sections. Again, just so that people are reading through it and can just click on the button rather than them having to look through all of them and then click at the bottom. Sometimes some brands don't even have call to action, and it's just shooting yourself on the foot if you do that. Same concept here. Each section has its own call to action button. In general, again, you'd either want it to have each section have its own call to action button, or you can just have one in the hero section as well as somewhere at the bottom to end the email with. The third thing is clear linear path. When it comes to email designs, if you look at all these emails, they're pretty linear in the sense that the content just flows downwards. Your eyes will just first read this, then read this, then read this, then go through this part, and then it will check out the trending brands here. Now, these are not really linear. These are horizontal in 2 different rows, but it's still very easy to read. The eyes are going down one singular path rather than having multiple sections everywhere. That way, it just becomes very convoluted. So you can have these rows, but you don't want that to be the case everywhere. In most cases, you just want to have the linear path to reading, and even we end it that way here. Or you can do something like this where it's still linear, but it's easier to read because it has these lines. So even though it breaks up into multiple sections and it can look a bit convoluted, because it has this kind of graphical look where you have the header section, then you have 3 lines branching out almost like a tree. It makes it easier for people to actually read through it if you have these, just by having these simple lines. And then you want to have subheadings for each of these smaller sections, and then you can have topics there as well. But in general, as you can see, it's pretty linear, and you want to be utilizing graphics as much as you can when it helps actually with reading. So again, here, so again, pretty linear, and by having these lines, people know which way to read. If you didn't have these lines, people might get confused on which part to read first, how to actually read this email. But lines really help with that in terms of getting you to actually figure out what to read and what order to read it in. And then the fourth thing is copy. Obviously you want copy that resonates with your customers and is on brand. And then after that you want images. Now images is pretty much just what the brand has. You don't come up with your own images out of nowhere, obviously, but you want to use images that are very much significant to what the email is all about. You don't want random images just for the sake of having random images. Everything needs to have a purpose. For example, here it's a supplement product that helps with sleeping, and this image is very relevant to that. It is a alarm clock as well as sleeping mask, and then it has the product as well. So everything needs to have some sort of relevance and should add to the email rather than just be there just to be there. And then lastly, overall aesthetics is very important. So if you look at all these emails, they're very nice to look at, and they're also on brand. So just to take tamarind heads as an example, we didn't just pick these colors out of nowhere. They were relevant to what the branding is. So tamarind heads website looks like this, and their email is very much in the same line in terms of the color scheme, the fonts, and just the overall look and feel of the email has to match with what the brand is all about. But yeah, those are the 6 topics you need to keep in mind when creating emails. Now let's just create an email and just show you how to create emails using Figma. So the first thing you want to do is click on this top left frame icon. That will help you create this frame here. And this is where you'll put all the content of the email. So usually we want this frame to be around 600 width. You can have it larger or smaller, it doesn't really matter that much. And let's just take this Brick House Nutrition email as an example. Now how would we create an email like this? So the first thing you want to do is make sure that the background colors are on point. So to create a background like that, you want to create a rectangular shape here, and then let's just have these color. Let's just move these here. So we have all the colors ahead of time ready. So for any brand, you want to have all the brand colors on the side somewhere so that they're easily accessible. And then what we're gonna do is basically look at what this color is. So this color is 50, this code here. So we're gonna take this square, and what you'll notice is that in the middle the color is lighter, and then the outside the color is darker. So you need a gradient of sorts, and it's gonna be a radial gradient, something like this. So on the outside it's darker, and then on the inside it's gonna be lighter. So for the inside color will be this one here. See, now we have pretty much what we're looking for. And you'll also notice this rectangle is actually slanted. So to slant something, all you need to do is click on it, and then go pretty much close to, I don't know why it's not, oh okay, I don't know why it's not doing it right now, but it's weird. But basically all you need to do is something like this. This is probably too much. We need it to be 5 degrees like this, and we can make it bigger. And that's pretty much what we're looking for here. Then obviously you would want to add text. Now to add text, it's just very simple and straightforward. You just have the T icon here, and then you want to write take a moment to de-stress with, and then you can stretch it out, and then you can do the same for the dreams. I'm not going to go through every single thing because it's not going to be that useful to you guys if I walk through all the small details, but it's going to show you some parts of it. But basically I don't know why it's like this. Okay. So basically what you want to do is you need the lines here And to get lines, again, you want to click on this icon here and click line and then add the lines in. Now to make the line straight might be difficult. This line looks straight, but it's not exactly straight, it's slightly off, so you want the degree of the line to be 0, that way you know it's straight. And you'll notice that the line is thicker than what we have here, so all you have to do is click on the line, and then you can pick the thickness here, make it this thick, and then copy it and paste it again, and you can have it at the bottom here. And something else you'll notice is that these lines have a shadow as well as the text have shadows, so it's very simple to add that in as well. Just click everything, so shift and click everything, that way it will highlight everything, and then you just need to add an effect, and the effect will be a drop shadow, and now you have the shadow as well. But that gives you a general idea of what you're looking for here. And then we want the rest of the image to be, rest of the email to be of this color here. So what we can do is just set the frame's background color to be this purple color. And something else you'll notice is that there's this blur here. So how do you add this blur? So what's basically happening is this original square that you have, let's just do that on the side somewhere. This original, not square, rectangle that you have is transparent near the bottom, which blurs in with the background of the email. So to do that, there's this special, all you have to do is add in, I think all you have to do is basically just add in a mask. So to add in a mask, basically you need to have a rectangle that pretty much the same height and width as this one. So this one was 760 by 910. Okay, so we want to make it the same height and same width, and we want the degree to be the same as well. Basically something that goes over it. And then what you have to do is, let's move these next to each other. You want the orange thing to be on top of the black thing, and then you want to mask these two. So to mask something, you just click use as mask. So you're highlighting the two rectangles on this left hand sidebar, and then just click use as mask, and then you want to click the black one and set its, add a gradients to that one as well. And all you have to do is set its transparency for the bottom part to be 0. Now you have exactly what you need, and you can even make it shorter so it's only transparent near the bottom. Now you have exactly what you're looking for. We're going to copy this, and instead of the original rectangle that we created, we're going to replace it with this new one. So paste to replace, and now you have pretty much exactly what you're looking for. Then you can add in the image as well. As you can see, it's very straightforward. And then for buttons, again, for buttons it's the same thing. You're just going to use rectangles, have the color be same as this one here, and then on top of that you can add in text. So we're going to do shop sleep aid, make the font, I don't know, 30. And to make sure, you have to make sure that it's all centered. So I'm gonna make the text block the same size as the rectangle, and you'll notice that it's kind of at the top. So to center the text, you just select the text box and then make it centered this way, and now you're good to go. Perfect. Now I'm not gonna walk through all these stuff. It's very simple. You just need to add a text block here, a line here, more text block here, and then to add this image, so we have the image right here. Now it has to be slightly bigger based on what we can see there. So let's make the width 900 maybe. That looks about the right size. Now this one's slanted, so we can slant it again. Let's do 7 degrees. That looks about right. make it slightly bigger. That looks about right. Actually, it's probably slightly even bigger than that. Let's do 1200. That looks about right here. But now what you'll notice is that there's this wiggly line to make it not look smooth. So to do that, what you're gonna do is use this pen icon and create your own version of this wiggly line. Okay, let me just restart that. So first what you have to do is make it triangular, and then you can curve the points to make it wiggly. So let's just do something like this, and then we connect it together, and then you click this curve icon and you can just curve each part. You're going to curve all the points here so that they're all curved. And now you have to fill this shape so that it has its own color. And we don't need a border, so we can just remove the stroke. Now for the color, we need it to be this color here. Select this. Now there's this gap here, so we can just fill this up. You can even add the border in so that the gap maybe goes away, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, let's not have this in, but let's do -2, try -1, probably -0.5. We're very close to it, but there we go. Now you can see it's pretty much there. There we go. Now you can see it has this wiggly line, and then you can just copy and paste it, so you have another one, and all you have to do is right click and then go down below and basically just flip horizontally first, and then you can flip vertically. Actually, no, sorry, I didn't do that right. Flip vertically first and then flip horizontally. And now you have something you can have here as well, and then you can just place it however you want. But that's pretty much it for the squiggly line. And then finally, just to add in these numbers. Now these are icons. So what you could do is create a circle, then add in the number, and that can take some time. But for in general, when it comes to creating icons, what you want to do is just use the plugins that Figma has. So you can add in an icon duck plugin. So to add plugins, just go to manage plugins, and then you can add icon duck. Once you have icon duck, just open it up and you can search, let's say 1. So it has ones here. Let's say we want to use this one. You can just add this in and make it white. And let's make it smaller. So you can add in the 1, and then you can add in 2, and then add in 3, and you'll notice that these numbers are connected. So to connect the numbers, again, you just want to use the line icon. Let's make it 90 degrees so that's perfectly straight, and then we want it to be thicker, probably thicker than this, probably 7. And then you can go to icon duck and get 2 and add those in, and then text numbers here, and that's pretty much it for that. If you don't want to use icon duck, there's this other site called Noun Project where you can do pretty much the same thing as well. Just find any icon you want to use and then add that into Figma. But for when it comes to breakout, that's pretty much the way to design an email like this one. Let's try another one really quickly. So for example, if you want to do Vero watch one, so let's just copy and paste it here. So again, same concept. I'm going to create something 600. Now I'm not going to go too into detail for this one. because most of the concepts you'll notice are the same. You want to have text boxes, you want to have regular boxes, you want to change the colors, you want to add gradients. But something you'll notice here is that it's rounded corners, so you can add that in. I think it's 20. See, now you'll notice that the bottom part also has rounded corners, so what you have to do is go here, so click this icon here. Let's just do 30 for the top and then 0 for the bottoms, and you're good to go. And then for these lines, again, it's very straightforward. You can just add in lines like this, make it 90. But you get the general idea. I'm not going to go through this one, actually. It's just going to be repetitive. But see, you can just do the same stuff. You want to add borders to them, you just add in a stroke and you have the border. Now they all have borders. Then you can have text here, and then you can create a bigger rectangle to cover everything, and then add in the strokes to that as well. But yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward as well. And then one last thing I want to show you guys was for the Packer shoes email. So if we just look at the Packer shoes, I'll just copy that in. So when it comes to Packer shoes, they have this, well, not they, but I added this image here, and you'll notice that this image blends in with the background color. So if you want to look at what the Packer shoes background color is, let's delete all this stuff here. So this is the background color for Packer shoes. So we want to slant this image by, let's say, 30 degrees. Okay, that's too much. Probably 10 degrees. And let's make it slightly bigger. Let's just say this for argument's sake. Now to blur it or blur the top and the bottom, it's the same exact concept we saw with Brickhouse Nutrition, where you just need the square at the top. You need a square that matches it exactly, and then you add a gradients to the square and have transparency to 0 for the bottom and top part. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And I think this, so far what we have covered, should give you a good idea of how to design emails. I'm just going to quickly walk through some of these other emails. So for example, for this one, something great to have in your email is either quotes or reviews. This is not a review, but when it comes to reviews, you can just create 2 rectangles, one on top of another, and add in text there. That looks really nice and captures people's attention. You can add in these lines, and you'll notice that there's these circles as well. So again, these are all the shapes you can pick here: ellipses, arrows, lines, rectangles, polygons, stars. If we go to some of these other ones, this one, you'll notice the squiggly lines, same concept. We have covered this already. These icons you can get from the plugins, or what you can do, you can get from Icon Duck, or you can get it from Noun Project, or you can go to Canva and then just search in something. So yeah, you can find these numbers that we used in the other email using Canva. And even like these shapes here are from Canva. So on Canva, if you search something like, I think whatever you search, you'll find something. So paint dripping, maybe. See, and you find these results, and you can use those within Figma emails. But in general, you need to keep these things in mind. The goal is not to just create something pretty, but it has to be something that's easy to read, something that gets you the clicks, gets you the conversions, and overall your goal should be to have your email marketing generate at least 30% of your overall revenue, if not way higher than that. Now we are offering free email designs for e-commerce brands. So if you'd like a free email for your brand, you can just book in a call below. And we are also offering free audits, where we do an audit of your current email setup to see where there's room for growth and what strategies could work the best for you. That's a completely free audit as well. So if you'd be interested in something like that, you can book in a call below. I'll leave the link in the description, and let's chat. All right, let's grow your business. Bye.